Hey everybody, this is Moffat. Gotta turn on my face. Alright, so I have I have one lesson for you right now. It's called residuals. It's about finding the distance from your point down to the least squares regression line. So I drew the least squares regression line on here. And every point has its own residual. I drew the one we're going to look for in red, but I can do the other ones in green, right? Like that's got one, that's like on the line, but each one has a residual. And so the way you find residual is y minus y hat. That's the big thing. It's the vertical distance. It's the vertical distance from the point to your prediction. So you take your actual y. So for our point, you can take your actual y, which is somewhere around 30, minus the predicted y, which will be from the line, and you can get that vertical distance from here to here, and you can see what that is. So that's how you find your residual. So the actual y is just given to you. So this part, the y, is given to you. If this is the point, I highlighted the point we're going to use in tan. It's over 58 up 30. So the actual y value is 30. I was already given that. So I already know that oh, come on, Muffet. You have a lot of stuff going on. My actual y is 30. So it's going to be 30 minus something, right? So to get the y hat, I need to actually make a prediction. But I'm going to make it at the same spot as I need it to be on the 58. I can't make a prediction at like 80 because that's not going to land on this right to below. Whatever my x was for my point, that's where I make my prediction. So I'm going to make a prediction at 58, and then this is basically going to be gone. That'll become a 58. So I'll make that prediction and I'll get my y hat. So I actually did that. I plugged it into Desmos and I got my y hat, which was 25.31. And then you just subtract them to get your residual. So 30 minus, I kind of listed the steps here. You plug in your x to the least squares regression line, you get out a y hat, you take y minus y hat, the y is already given to you. Anyway, then that's your residual. So the residual here is 4.96. It is a positive 4.96 because my y was above the y hat, so every point above the line will have a positive residual. Every point below the line will have a negative residual. This one down here, negative residual. Negative, negative, negative. That's probably positive, negative, 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 etc. So it just depends on which ones you're looking at. Because if y is lower, then it's going to be a smaller number minus a bigger number. So yeah, 4.96 is the residual, and that's basically saying that point, the original tan point, did better than expected. They only spent $58 on advertising. They got 30 items sold, which is better than they expected. So whoever that person is that spent that much, they deserve a raise because they clearly did good advertisements. This person probably sucked. So that's residual. We'll talk about residual plots on the next one.